no matter where you are in life, like, never feel afraid to treat yourself, or never feel afraid to get yourself something nice. Like when I was buying the, like, it's like pre-packaged like beef, like in a thing in the Chinese market, and when I was buying it for myself, I was like, it is $11.99 for this. Like I could get a whole platter for this, but I didn't want a platter, I just wanted the beef. So I'm like, should I get this? Like I kept trying to go back, I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't get this, okay, maybe I should get this. And then I'm like, if somebody was to ask you to get this for them, you wouldn't even look at the price. No matter if you had the money or not, you would still find a way to do it for somebody else. So why can't you do it for yourself? And in this particular season of my life, like from August to literally December, like the rest of this month, like the rest of this year, like I'm just like, I want to pour into myself. I give to people all the time. I'm always everybody's person, but nobody's my person. And I need to be my person so that when I can finally wholly love myself, God can put the cherry on top with somebody else. And so I don't know what it is. I always feel so guilty and so bad about like treating myself, buying myself, because though I desire good things, though I work hard for good things, deep down inside, I really believe I don't deserve a good thing. Not a single good thing. And I know that's so crazy to believe, and it's so crazy to say out loud, but like I could work endlessly for something, and when I get it, somewhere in me is like, sabotage this isn't gonna last for very long. Well, you got more than you deserve because you didn't, like, it's like this voice that like either is attacking what I have to make sure it doesn't last by telling me it's not going to last, or that it's going to be taken away from me, or just this feeling of inadequacy. And like, to people, they would call that like imposter syndrome, but I don't think, I mean, to some degree, I think I have that, but I don't think I have an imposter syndrome. Like, it's not that I don't believe that I should be where I am. It's that I don't believe that the cherries on top, the add-ons, the nice things that come with it, like, it's that I don't believe I deserve it. And I don't know where that comes from. I think mainly that comes from like growing up as a child. Like I would always be promised things by my parents or promised things by people, and I would do everything to get there. And when I got there, they would never give it to me, and they would never explain why they're not giving it to me. They would just be like, you're just not getting it. Like, I know I said, if you clean the whole house, I'll give you a candy bar, and I have the candy bar here with me. But even though you clean the whole house and you did it spotlessly, you're not getting it. I just don't want to give it to you. And then in my mind, because I never got a real response, because I, like, come on, if you're a future parent listening to this, or you're a parent listening, like, literally stop that whole entire, like, just because I said so, like, stop that attitude, because it literally creates children that overthink. Because it's like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean because you said so? Like, literally, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? You're punishing your child. You don't have a reason to. You just don't feel like giving them a good thing. And your excuse is because I said so. You know, like, can we have parents that actually know how to communicate how they're feeling? Or who know how to actually stick by their word? Because now that I'm growing up, it's like, now I'm working so hard for something, and God is telling me I'm going to give you this. I'm putting God down to the standard of the people on this earth that promised me something and didn't give it to me in the fullness of what I deserved. So now God is like, I'm going to give you, let's say, for example, I'm going to give you that car, and I'm working hard, I'm saving up money, whatever the case may be. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm here. It's time to get the reward. But it's like, are you really going to give me that car? Do I really deserve to get the car? You know what? Maybe I should just settle. Like, maybe I should just kind of like humble myself a little bit and get like a different car for half. Like, you know, like I just start negotiating what I was promised. And that literally comes from a place of feeling inadequate, because when I did what I was supposed to do, and I was promised something, it was never fulfilled. And I remember growing up, I always used to tell my mom, I'm like, stop promising me things. Like, and I'm telling you, I was 9 years old talking like this. Like, I've always been this way. I've always been a mini adult. And that's because my parents have put adult expectations on a child. That's another thing for you immigrant parents. But anyways, I literally said to my mom when I was 9, I was like, stop promising me things if you know you're not going to do it. Stop making me wait if you know you're not going to show up. Stop making me anticipate and hope for something. This is exactly what I said, by the way. Stop making me anticipate and hope for something that's just never going to come, because you're wasting my time. That's exactly what I said. You're wasting my time. Stop making me wait expectantly only to be let down. That is where most of my self-esteem and like my issues come from, is feeling like I'm always gonna end up with the lower end of the stick every single time, feeling like I'm always going to end up with a disappointment, feeling like I'm going to get something amazing and it's going to be taken away from me in a tragic way. You know what I mean? Like, that's so crazy to me. Like, I'm like, yeah, God, I want that tribe, I want that friend group, I want that community, but then I feel like there might be an internal conflict and they might not like this about me and it might end poorly and I'm not going to have that friend in uni and like all this stuff. And it's like, that's double-mindedness, asking for something, but in your heart, doubting that it will happen or doubting that it will be everything that you asked for. And that's something that I struggle with. I struggle with putting my human disappointments that I got from human beings on a God that is faithful, that is compassionate, and that is true to his word. He is no man that he shall lie. He's not a respecter of man. What he's done for one person, he will most definitely do for another person, because there is no favoritism with God. Yet there's favoritism with human beings. And because this has happened to me for so many years of my life, it's so hard. And I know God understands. It is so hard to believe that somebody will do what they said they will do, even when God proves it to me. You know how many times he's proved it to me? It's so hard to remember the times he actually did what he said he would do. It's extremely difficult. Because somewhere in my mind, it's like, okay, you approved it to me, but it's going to be taken away. And when it does get taken away, let's say because the season ends or because it was just supposed to be there for a particular time, I'm like, see, this is what I mean. And it's like, I also have this mindset, and it's really like not a mindset, but I also have this expectation that everything that's given to me or brought my way is supposed to last a lifetime. Like, I feel that with everything. I'm like, okay, I'm working at this job. This is supposed to last a long time. And God's like, no, I just wanted you to be here for this season. You learn the lesson. Like, I have a hard time letting go. And I think I have the hardest time letting go, especially with friends, for sure. Like, I make a friend, they can treat me like absolute crap. They could like not support me, not celebrate me. That's what's happened with the recent friendship that I broke off. Never celebrated me, never supported me, couldn't celebrate the little things that I did. And God literally gave me a revelation about her. And he was like, in this season, you're no longer being fed breadcrumbs. You're being fed a feast. And if your friend can't even support the breadcrumbs of your life, I can't put somebody like that in your circle in this season. I cannot put somebody who can't even support, who can't even sit. Like, for example, I did this hairstyle. It was like a purple hairstyle with beads and everything. And everybody at school, even people I didn't know, were complimenting me on my hair. She saw it. She didn't say a word to me. And then after that, like, somebody else complimented me and she's like, wow, you're getting so much compliments. Must be nice. Like, it literally in that like tone. And I was like, yeah, like, my hair is nice. Same thing when I got my nails done. Everybody complimented me. She didn't compliment me. And it's not just with hair and nails and petty stuff like that. Achievements. And you know what I'm saying? People usually say like, oh, like, you know, somebody's trying to double down your achievement when they try to like belittle it. Like, oh yeah, you got that car, but it's like you should have got this car because that car has more like efficiency than, like, you know, there's ways people double down your accomplishments without even saying a word. You accomplish something right in their face and them not congratulating you, like them trying to say it wasn't that big of a deal. So that, like, you have to watch and discern the ways people do certain things. But it's like, she couldn't celebrate a thing, and God said to me, like, she can't be in the season of your life. So I thought to myself, like, okay, well, when school starts, it's gonna fizzle out. And God told me one day, like, I woke up, I like listened to a prophetic word. It was right on point about letting things go. And do you know what I find? Every time God's about to give me a major breakthrough, I've had one breakthrough my whole entire life. I had to let go of a friend of 9 years, and then this is the second biggest breakthrough that I'm about to get in my life, and I have to let go of a friend, not of 9 years, more of like maybe like 6 or 7 months. But like, that friend was with me through my whole wilderness season, and like, I really learned so much about her and her past, and I got so attached to her potential. And so I was like, God, why do I always have to lose somebody to gain a breakthrough, you know? And God's like, don't look at it that way. Look at it as if, would you really want somebody who doesn't know how to celebrate your small accomplishments in a circle that you're going to create? And you're going, like God said, you're going to win back to back to back. Do you really want somebody in your circle that can't celebrate that? That you'll be smiling and you turn around and they're frowning? You don't deserve that. So it's really hard for me to let go and do all that stuff. And yeah, I don't even know how I got to that topic, but wow. It's really difficult, the things we pick up just because of little things that happen. But I guess what I'm trying to say is never be afraid to treat yourself or to do good things for yourself. Like, one thing the devil will always try to use is your identity. If he has your identity, he has your soul. If he has who you are and who you think you are, he has everything. That's why we're constantly waging war. So it's like, I feel inadequate in some places of my life, and you have to bring it to God in prayer. Because if you don't do that, then baby, you give the devil an opportunity.